All right, so we start off with the scenario. It says the Wongs are getting on the plane, and poor Jimmy and Timmy, they look really sad with their long faces.
Yeah, they haven't still recovered from that news that they're missing Halloween. That's just been eating away at them. And Mrs. Wong, she kind of whispers to Mr. Wong. She's going to say something. Now, to whisper as a verb, it means to speak very quietly, like this. As though so only one or two people near you can hear it and other people can't. As a noun, it just means that kind of sound, a whisper. So, what does she say?
Okay, so Mrs. Wong says, the boys look sad. What are we going to do? Oh, it must hurt to see, I think, for parents to see their children really disappointed and sad. So we'll see. What
is he going to do? Well, he says, don't worry, I have a plan.
I wonder what he's going
got an idea.
Okay, well, we next see another scenario. We see Jimmy and Timmy are asleep on the plane. So, of course, it's a long flight from Taiwan to the US. So, of course, they're taking a nap. They're sleeping.
Yep, it's probably overnight as well, of course, because it's late on Halloween. So, Mr. Wong then says, Paige, I need your help, okay? Now, the word help, H-E-L-P, help, can be a verb. You do something for someone to make their life easier. Now, here we're using it as a noun, help as a noun. So let's go to our first word power word section to see what that means. Help means things you do to make it easier or possible for someone to do something. For example, Bobby didn't understand his math homework, so he asked his dad for help. Bobby didn't understand his math homework, so he asked his dad for help.
Okay, so I think Paige also can kind of understand how Jimmy and Timmy feel. So, of course, she wants to help. She says, sure thing, Dad. Now, when we say sure thing, this phrase, it just means to say, yes, of course, it is certain. So, Mr. Wong asked for Paige's help, and Paige is okay to help. So, that's why she can say sure thing as a way to say, no problem, I can do this.
Okay, so what is the plan? Mr. Wong says, give this note and these candies to the passengers on that side of the plane.
Okay.
Okay, can you see where this is going? Maybe. First, let's look at the word passenger. P-A-S-S-E-N-G-E-R. Passenger. That's a person riding in a car, on a bus, on a train, in the MRT, on a plane, but not driving it. So we could say lots of passengers got off the MRT at the next station, so I could sit down.
So in that last sentence, we also saw the word plane, okay, which is our other word power word. Plane is spelled P-L-A-N-E, plane. Plane is a noun, and it is a vehicle that can carry people in the air. It's like a car, but with wings. So it's shortened to plane, but we call it an airplane. For example, we can say, Mandy is scared about flying on a plane for the first time. Let's say it again. Mandy is scared about flying on a plane for the first time.
Okay, so remember, he said, Paige, you give the note and the candies to the passengers on that side, and then he says, I'll do the same on this side. Now here we're using the word same, S-A-M-E, same, as a pronoun. Let's go to our next word power word section to explain what that means. Okay, so same as a pronoun, we often use with the to make it the same, and it's used to say that two or more people or things are exactly like each other, okay? So he'll do one thing, or she'll do one thing on this side, her dad will do exactly the same thing on the other side, okay? So the same as a pronoun means the same thing. Here's another example. Did you order a hamburger? I'll have the same. Did you order a hamburger? I'll have the same.
So what exactly is Mr. Wong up to? Right, there's something on the note, and I think everyone is kind of curious. They want to know what exactly does it say. So we see here another scenario. Paige looks at the note because she's curious herself. She wants to know what her dad is up to and what he's trying to do.
Yeah, the note says, my sons love Halloween, but they're missing it. Remember that word miss from yesterday.
And then the note continues to say, let's help them go trick-or-treating on the plane. That's actually very sweet and very, very, very cool.
The note finishes by saying, please give them this candy. So he's giving the people the candy so they don't have to do anything. They just have to play along. They don't have to give their own candy away.
Yeah.
What a nice gesture.
That's actually very sweet, and I think that's actually quite fun and very cool. Next, we see this scenario. Paige walks up one side of the plane, showing people the note and giving them candy. And I think most people will say, yes, of course. They would definitely love to help out.
Yeah, a couple of kids. Okay, we then see Mr. Wang walks up the other side of the plane doing the same thing, you know, giving people candy, showing them the note.
And then Mr. Wong, he wakes up the boys. So we see this picture of Mr. Wong. He's trying to wake up the boys. And then he says, wake up, boys. Do you want to go trick-or-treating? Okay. Yeah, I think they would be quite confused.
Big surprise.
How do we go trick-or-treating on the plane?
That's exactly what Jimmy says. He says, on the plane? Like, how? I don't understand.
Yeah, I thought we were going to Cousin Danny's wedding. We're on a plane to America. And then Timmy says, but we don't have our costumes.
That's right. How can they go trick-or-treating? Well, Mr. Wang takes their costumes out of his bag.
Aww.
He packed them away in his carry-on luggage because he knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, and he says?
He says, here they are.
Oh, that's so sweet of him. We see another picture, and when we see Jimmy and Timmy, they put the costumes on, and I'm guessing they're super, super, super happy and very
they will
excited.
be. In their ghost lion, ghost tiger. We then see the boys go trick-or-treating on the plane. We get a little example of how this works now.
Yeah, so usually when you go trick-or-treating, you don't really get to do that here in Taiwan, but you know...
except yesterday.
Yeah, but usually what happens is children go to people's houses, they knock on the door, ring the doorbell, and they say trick or treat. And this is what Jimmy says. He says trick or treat.
Okay, and the passenger who's playing along very nicely says, you look so scary. Something that's scary makes you feel afraid and frightened and scared. You just want to run away from it, or sometimes you can't move because you're so scared. So something that's scary, for example, I think spiders are scary.
I think cockroaches are scary.
We're both right.
All right, then we see the passenger. He says, have some candy as a treat. So trick or treat. The passenger gave him a treat.
He learned, not like me.
He gave him a treat. But treat is also our word power word. Let's first learn about what it means. It's spelled T-R-E-A-T. Treat. A treat is a noun and it means something that is very pleasant or something that is very nice. So that's why treats are usually sweet like candy. It's something that tastes good and is very nice to eat once in a while. We can also use it in another way like this. It was a real treat to see her again. Now, when you use it in a sentence like this, it means that it was very nice to see this person again because they had a very, very pleasant meeting, or maybe this person was very nice to talk to, so it was a treat to see this person again. Let's take a look at our sample sentence. It says, the father took his kids to Tokyo Disneyland as a treat. The father took his kids to Tokyo Disneyland as a treat.
Okay, so the kids are having fun, they're trick-or-treating all along the plane, and then we see Mrs. Wang whispering again, like at the start, to Mr. Wang. Okay, like, hey, you know.
And she says, Well done, dear. Okay, so well done means a job well done. You did a very good job. Okay, thank you so much for, planning this out. And thank you so much for thinking it so through because the kids were really disappointed when they learned that they could not celebrate Halloween. So Mrs. Wong was very happy about it. So she says, well done. Good job.
Yep, it's probably going to be their best Halloween ever, certainly their best plane trip ever. Okay, well that's where we're going to leave the Wong family as they trick or treat their way to the USA, and we're going to wrap up today's lesson.